You're standing in a forest 1.9 million years ago. You've just found a dead animal, maybe something a big cat killed and abandoned. You're starving. You tear into the raw flesh with your teeth. It's tough. It takes forever to chew. It gives you just enough calories to survive until tomorrow. That's it. Now imagine someone in your group discovers something. A lightning strike sets a tree on fire. An animal caught in the blaze falls nearby, already cooked. Someone dares to eat it, and everything changes. We take cooking for granted. You flip on a stove, food gets hot, you eat. Simple. But cooking is one of the most consequential discoveries in the history of life on Earth, and for a long time we had no idea when it actually started. The question sounds simple. When did humans first cook food? The answer? It's complicated. And the deeper you go, the more it reshapes everything you thought you knew about what made us human. To cook, you need fire, so the question really starts there. For decades, scientists assumed controlled fire was relatively recent, maybe 300,000 to 400,000 years ago. Then in 2012, researchers excavating Wonderwork Cave in South Africa found something that shattered that assumption. Burned animal bones and plant ash, 1 million years old. Not a wildfire, not an accident, a hearth. Evidence of deliberate, repeated, controlled burning inside a cave. This pushed back the earliest known use of fire by hundreds of thousands of years. And there's evidence going back even further. Some researchers argue microscopic burn patterns at sites in Kenya and Israel suggest fire use as far back as 1.5 million years ago. It's contested. The evidence is fragmentary. But the direction the science is pointing is clear. Fire and cooking is very, very old.
Here's the thing. You don't just look for ash and charcoal. You look at the body itself. Because cooking changed us physically, and the skeleton keeps receipts. Around 1.9 million years ago, a new species appeared, Homo erectus. And Homo erectus looked different from everything that came before. Smaller teeth, smaller gut, bigger brain. That's not a coincidence. Raw food is hard to digest. Your gut has to work enormously hard to extract calories from uncooked meat, tubers, or leaves. That requires a large digestive system, which requires a huge energy budget just to run. Cooked food breaks down faster. It's easier to chew, easier to absorb, and delivers more usable calories per bite. Your gut can shrink, and the energy you save, it goes somewhere else. Harvard biological anthropologist Richard Wrangham has argued for decades that cooking wasn't just something humans did, it's what made us human. That the transition to cooked food is what drove the brain expansion that separates Homo erectus from everything before it. That without fire, there is no big brain, no language, no civilization. The brain is expensive. It uses 20% of your body's energy, despite being only 2% of your body weight. You can't afford that brain on a raw diet. You need cooking. So what were they eating? Meat, obviously, but probably not just meat. Early humans were opportunistic. Tubers, starchy underground roots, were almost certainly a staple. And here's why that matters. Raw tubers are nearly indigestible. Tough, fibrous, hard to break down. But roast one in hot coals for 20 minutes and it becomes soft, calorie-dense, easy to eat. Studies have shown cooked tubers deliver dramatically more energy than raw ones. They may have been the original superfood, abundant, storable, and transformed by heat into something genuinely sustaining. Evidence from ancient sites shows grinding stones, fire pits near plant remains, and burnt tuber fragments. Our ancestors weren't just roasting meat around a fire, they were running a kitchen.
But cooking did something beyond nutrition. It created dinner. Think about what happens when you cook. You have to wait, you gather around a fire, you share food, you talk. Every other animal eats alone or competes aggressively for food. Cooking turned eating into a social act, a ritual, a gathering, a moment of connection. Some researchers believe the campfire is where language deepened, where stories were told, where knowledge was passed down, where relationships formed and cultures grew. Fire was the original living room. And it created safety too. As the reference text we looked at notes, a campfire creates a 30-foot zone predators won't enter. Cooking didn't just feed the group, it protected them. It extended the day. It gave time back to a species that desperately needed time to think, plan, and build. And here's where it gets even more interesting. We're not the only humans who cooked. Neanderthals, our closest evolutionary cousins who went extinct around 40,000 years ago, cooked too. Evidence from sites across Europe shows hearths, burned bones, and cooked plant material. They roasted vegetables. They smoked meat. Some researchers believe they may have had spices. Neanderthals weren't primitive brutes around a fire. They were cooks, which raises a question science hasn't fully answered. If Neanderthals cooked, why did they disappear while we didn't? The cooking advantage was shared. So what made the difference? That's a whole other video. But the point is, cooking isn't uniquely modern human. It's deeply, anciently hominin.
So when did humans first start cooking food? The honest answer is, we don't know exactly. The ash at Wonderwork Cave says at least 1 million years ago. The body of Homo erectus says maybe 1.9 million years ago. Some researchers put it earlier still. But here's what we do know. Cooking is not a luxury. It's not a convenience. It's the reason you have the brain you're using right now to watch this video. It's why your gut is small and your skull is big. It's why you can think in abstractions, tell stories, build cities, and ask questions about your own origins. Every meal you've ever eaten that wasn't raw and unprocessed is a link in a chain stretching back nearly 2 million years to someone crouching next to a fire somewhere in Africa, chewing something warm for the first time, and deciding, probably without knowing it, to become human.